Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, I will show you the recap of a 1980 American survival drama titled, The Blue Lagoon. Spoiler alert. Watch out and take care. Two cousins, Richard and Emmeline, travel to San Francisco alongside Richard's father and Emmeline's uncle, Arthur. As the movie starts, Arthur warns the kids not to endanger themselves by the water before he goes to the captain. The kids find their way into the kitchen, and they find some nude pictures. As they watch in awe, the chef, Patty, catches them. Patty attempts to beat Richard, and Emmeline supports her brother. As they remain there, they hear shouts of a fire on the ship. Every passenger on the ship boards the rescue boat for refuge. Patty enters into a lifeboat with the kids, and they shout for help. No one comes to their rescue, so they remain in the lifeboat until the following day. After the commotion, they awake, and they see they are the only ones remaining on the water. Patty paddles the boat until they get to shore. They find an island, and they come out of the ship for the first time. The kids are excited, and they run into the stream, and Patty tries to find some food. During their play, Richard finds a human skull. Patty takes them away from that part of the mountain. On their way to their refuge, Emmeline eats a berry, and Patty warns her that berry will make her sleep and never wake up. They seek refuge on the other side of the mountain. They survive there for days, and the kids get tired of their clothes, so they start running naked. Patty teaches them how to seek food and how to prepare food. He also teaches them to set fire when they see a boat approaching. One day, while Patty seeks food, he finds an altar where they sacrifice human life on the other side of the mountain and warns the kids not to go there. He asks them to promise never to get to the other side of the hill. He tells them there are vile, wicked things on the other side, and if they go there, they will find Bogeyman, and they will be eaten and sacrificed. They continue living their lives for days. They will play with Patty at night, and Patty will help with the meal and shelter while they keep hoping that a rescue ship will come for them. One day after their usual play, Patty goes on drunken binge. The kids awaken, and they don't find him, so they paddle a boat towards another side of the island and find Patty there. They wake him to talk to them, but Patty doesn't wake up. As they pull him over, they realize Patty is dead. Emmeline collapses immediately, and Richard carries her into the boat. They go to their shelter. Emmeline cries that night and asks Richard to take her away from the island. Richard summons the responsibility. He will source for the meal, cook the meals, and they relocate from that side of the island. They move to another side of the island, where they build another shelter and continue living their lives. The kids are gradually growing into young adults. One Christmas morning, Richard wakes Emmeline up and tells her Santa Claus dropped by that night. Excited, Emmeline comes out and sees footsteps. She also finds their socks on the tree and goes near it. As she opens the socks, she finds some marbles. She deduces that it is Richard's handiwork. She appreciates his hard work, and he tells her that for their New Year resolution, they should stop fighting. Emmeline replies that she doesn't know what is wrong with her, but she does have some weird thoughts about Richard. Richard asks her about the thoughts, but she says it isn't necessary he knows about them. She thanks him for the marbles and kisses him on his lips. That night, they sing the Christmas song and celebrate Christmas in their way. Another time, while Emmeline is swimming in the water, her menstruation comes, but she doesn't understand it. She screams as she sees the blood and her noise calls Richard's attention. Richard comes to her rescue, but she asks him not to go near her. After the incident, Richard goes to her to ask about the source of the blood, but Emmeline doesn't understand. She refuses to show Richard where the blood came from, and Richard gets angry at her. He walks away, telling her that he tells her everything, and he expects her to reveal everything to him. Also, while Richard is fishing, he notices Emmeline looking at him strangely. She tells him she is looking at his muscles, and he says he has noticed her weird looks lately. One day, Richard looks at himself in the water and sees the hairs growing on his muscles. He and Emmeline talk that night. Emmeline expresses that everything Patty told them was a lie and Patty was a liar. Richard says he wants to know what happened to Patty, but Emmeline replies that she isn't interested. They proceeded to have meals that night. Richard informs Emmeline about the hairs and the strange things happening to him recently. He wishes that a book about life would drop from heaven into his hands, and he would understand life better. Emmeline encourages him and tells him that no one can know everything about life and only God knows all about life. Emmeline tries to cheer him up, and they tickle each other. Richard stops suddenly when he hears a drum sound. He suspects that it may be Bogeyman because if it's another person, he would at least come to say hi. The next day as Richard fishes for food, Emmeline looks at him in admiration, and Richard also figures he is attracted to her. That day they both play and roll with each other on the sand. While Richard continues his work, Emmeline finds her way to the other side of the mountain, where she finds the altar with dripping blood. She runs back to Richard and tells her she has seen the altar and it's not Bogeyman. Richard, on the other hand, gets angry at her for breaking the law, But Emmeline says she thinks the altar is where God is, and if they don't pray to God, they may not get to heaven. That night, Emmeline dreams about the altar and Richard dying. She wakes up terrified, and Richard calms her down.